Globalized, learning for a new age. This week on Globalized, we're looking at a school based on design principles, high-tech middle media arts in San Diego, California.
My name is Stacy Lopez, and I'm the director here at High-Tech Middle Media Arts. This is our school's fourth year that we've been around. High-Tech High and High-Tech Middle were the first two schools that were opened, and they are both schools based around project-based learning and the incorporation of technology without the use of textbooks in the classroom.
High-Tech Middle Media Arts is one of 7 schools in the High-Tech Village, built on the renovated facilities of a shut-down naval training center in San Diego.
I think the design principles are the most important thing.
The design principles are personalization, adult world connection, common intellectual mission, and teacher as designer.
Personalization is probably one of the most important ones. It's why we have a small school. It's why students have advisors. It's why we do home visits, so that students know a lot of adults, and there are a lot of adults that know each student. So they never slip between the cracks. They always have someone that they can relate with. They always have someone to talk to. So it's a lot of, and we also personalize our projects.
It's gaga, kind of like dodgeball.
The 8th graders went to 8th grade camp somewhere different than this year, and when they came back, they found this game. And then Mr. Shulman was the only one inspired enough to make one of these, and so he held it as an intersession, which is a 2-week course with a teacher, building something or doing something which they chose. And so he was in carpentry, and he decided to make one for our village.
Common intellectual mission means really that we don't track. And so all students are college-bound, and they're all on a college-going track.
I'm working on my math. What are you working on? You're working on your paper.
Yeah.
Most of us are working on our papers. I'm working on my math.
Being in groups helps you prepare you for the real world, because
it's not always going to go your way.
Yeah, it's not always going to go your way. You got to take other people's opinion and make it in a better way, with your
Maybe
coworkers.
Combine them, yeah.
And adult world connection really means not just bringing the community into our atmosphere, but also sort of bringing our students out into the community.
I like to find the tie between the technologies they're using and then how they can become the creators of that technology. So I teach 6th grade and 8th grade on a semester basis, and I get to teach them technology, which is very broad, and I like to specify that with each grade working in graphic design, video production, and game design now we're launching into for 8th grade. And we have 6th graders working in Dreamweaver to produce a website that shows off their projects. It's a medium for them to understand that, hey, what I produce here in the classroom is being broadcast to a greater public, anyone who visits our website.
The students update digital portfolios, so they document their work online, and we use that as a tool for assessment.
My DP is just like a link that can get other students to look at who I am. So this is my Burma, and it just shows like all my hard work. This was a really fun project because I learned a lot about it. Burma is located near Thailand, and there's a lot of kids that are getting put into the war.
This last summer I had the opportunity to work with French animators as well as Mexican artists in a cross-cultural project called The Other Side of the Line.
And we made an animation film pretty much to explain the relationship or kind of show what we pictured on the other side of the border.
We had about 10 students of mixed 6th, 7th, and 8th grade here over their summer for a whole month to produce a short animated feature. And they learned how to cut paper and design and draw and tell their whole story over the course of that month and create a film about the border. And the question was what life is like on the other side of the border, and that's what they created with their story.
The fourth one that we don't really talk about as much, but it's sort of that underlying design principle, is teacher as designer. And so it really means that we don't follow a set rigid curriculum, but that teachers get to design that curriculum and design what they do in class.
They say go ahead, create a project for it and see how it works, and it's usually a great ideas that come to life that way. And I feel really unrestricted to voice whatever opinions or ideas that I have. And I feel like if I have energy and enthusiasm for the project that we're working on, then the students really feel that and they become invested, and we can really create great things together.
I think one thing that's really different about our school is that teachers and students really are on one-year contracts. So it sort of gives that competitive edge to our school, but also makes sure that we have great teachers. If we were to eliminate tenure across the board in schools, I think it would change the way that we hire teachers, and it would change the kind of education that's happening in schools.
This is one case of design principles working well at this high-tech village. But as we zoom out on the educational landscape, how could we do this on a larger scale? Feel free to email or comment your ideas, or leave a video response on the After Ed channel